Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. session of the 2022 OpenSimulator Community Conference. In this session, we are pleased to introduce the presentation, TESOL Immersion and the 2030 Agenda in OpenSim. Our speaker is Helena Galani. Helena is an accredited TESOL EAP online educator and an EdTech expert using an immersive language teaching approach. Please check out the website found at conference.opensimulator.org for speaker bios, details of sessions, and the full schedule of events. The session is being live streamed and recorded, so if you have questions or comments during the session, you may send tweets to @OpenSimCC with the hashtag OSCC22, and in a local chat, please put question or Q before the question so it's visible. So welcome everyone again, and let's start the session. Helena?
Hello, I would like to welcome you to my presentation. I'm Helena Galani. I'm currently located in central Greece, and I would like to present my experience of TESOL for the 2030 agenda in OpenSimulator, as I experience it with my learners in Kitely mostly, my younger ones in Kitely and the older ones in Second Life. So this is me, my presence in virtual reality and virtual worlds. You will mostly find me active in Kitely on what we call ELT Treasure Island, and in Second Life on Edunation. My experience in world involves training language teachers in virtual worlds, but also for Electronic Village Online, nearly every year since 2016 now. I'm a TESOL educator currently located in Greece, central Greece, and I'm mainly involved at present with adult education for the Institute of Education, Adult Education and Lifelong Learning of the Ministry of Education here in Greece. I'm also a freelance tutor and a formal assessor for oral examinations mainly. We are going to look at certain key points such as educational transformation and how it can be achieved, focusing on a set of competencies that operate at different levels for social, economic, and environmental sustainability. From my own teaching perspective, I will illustrate how using immersivity can speed up the process of teaching English in the metaverse around the 17th Sustainability Development Goals and their targets. And I'm going to show you examples of virtual environments that I use with my students. I decided to actually share images with you, but our island, ELT Treasure Island, is always available for those who want to hypergrid. And so then, first of all, let's define some key concepts before we proceed. These are the 4 pillars of sustainable development as defined by UNESCO. They evolve around culture, society, economy, and the environment. And another key term is the immersive metaverse. As I define it, we're going to focus on extended reality, which uses virtual reality and augmented reality. There are several examples, and Heike with Stephanie have presented their findings so far on Minecraft. I'm going to focus on OpenSimulator mostly. Here's a definition of sustainability competencies. They are the interlinked set of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values that enable effective embodied action in the world with respect to real-world sustainability problems, challenges, opportunities. And I'm actually quoting Hayek and Redman here. You can find the bibliography and references at the end of this presentation. What is competence-based education? It's outcome-focused. It is centered on enabling individuals to engage effectively in different situations and contexts, to contribute to transform their structures, as Riekman defines it. Sustainability education is more encompassing. Sustainability is integrated with education in all areas and aims to change the behavior of individuals to live in tune with their society, environment, and the planet. And this is a very nice aim to set for our learners. We are always interested in the welfare and the future of our learners, especially the younger ones. So, as Mezirow has placed it, has formed it, transformative learning has been is based around acquiring competencies. It's an effective andragogical approach, and it is closely associated by scholars for sustainability education. And learning is highlighted. Learning should not only be about acquiring competencies, but also about becoming critically self-aware of tacit experience and accessing its relevance to interpret the world. I think that the andragogy can actually lend a lot of ideas to pedagogy. Educational transformation is another term that needs a definition here before we proceed. Education systems need to adapt to the shifting skills needed professionally, according to the UN, making learning more student-centered, connected, dynamic, inclusive, and collaborative, allowing creativity to blossom. Learning resources must evolve to reflect these transformations. And also, it's worth pointing out that dealing with complexities enables educators for educational sustainability development to provide opportunities to learners for engaging with and creating bridges across a range of concepts and ideas. We need to empower our learners with language to talk about issues such as these confidently. They need to develop intrapersonal, interpersonal, future thinking, values thinking, and systems thinking competencies. They need to develop sustainability transition strategies in order to be able to stand on their own feet and become global citizens in the future. Here are the 17 SDGs, as we call them in short, sustainability development goals with their targets. I'm going to show you some examples of lessons that we have created with students. Let's take the first sustainability goal around no poverty. Here is a snapshot of a simulation that we have created on ELT Treasure Island in Kitely, on which students are taken on virtual field trips to contrast with more luxurious environments. This is to raise awareness of global issues, to sensitize the learner. We need to end poverty in all its forms everywhere is what the first sustainability goal is about. So students are given, let's say, this crater, this trunk, with a script for random words, which they use in order to brainstorm and develop and express themselves and produce the language orally, mainly in the beginning. Here, some examples about quality education. Another simulation is this classroom. That's what it looks like from the outside in order to help students enhance a value system of responsibility, of proactivity and reflective thinking. Based on evidence, that has been reported by Kara Theodoros Taikouros and Samadhyas. Research and development based on innovation, entrepreneurship, productivity, bring about economic growth. And this is based on research that was carried out between 1995 and 2015 in Greece. Perhaps we should consider the continuation of such research for development. The next goals that I'm going to discuss are empowering women, strengthening the family in order to increase the birth rate. Apparently, the average global birth rate has been dropping steadily since 2015, and this is a very sad phenomenon that needs to change. So in order to empower women and to create understanding and eliminate discrimination between men and women, in this case, to sensitize my learners, I involve them in learner machinima, which they create in world. So you can see some images, visuals from simulations and machinima, which you can find on my channel. I'm providing with a link somewhere in the chat. It will come soon. Because women are the backbone of recovery in communities. They are the link for supporting a more rapid recovery. And we cannot actually achieve this without men's help. Goal 6 is about clean water and sanitation. This is a simulation, again on ELT Treasure Island in Kitely, which encourages interpersonal competencies through communication and immersion. You can compare this image with the previous one, and this brings about very nice discussions, and it activates language, especially after students watch a video on a PRIM. We call it a MOAP, Media on a PRIM, and this is easily done. Any teacher can learn this very easily. So students are given a role to play and carry out a dialogue with their fellow students around that pump. Or in a more environmental, in a greener area. So there is interaction with other residents. I would like to mention here that Kitely is free for students who do not have assets and do not want to create an island. And it only costs like 15 euros, if I remember well, to have a basic world. So the aim is to inspire understanding and respect for diversity. Sustainability Goal 8 targets decent work and economic growth. And again, immersive experience is what we provide with students. They are given the opportunity to simulate discussions, to play games, to interact, to hypergrid, and to express their creativity through ideas and suggestions. Here is another example. It's a slideshow viewer which contains images of targets that the United Nations have outlined. Teleporters also help us move. And here is an example of a learner-generated simulation. We have called it From Thermopylae, which is a location in mainland Greece. It's a historic area. And students here are encouraged to innovate by actually advertising their place. And for instance, they can be given a magnetic board to match pictures with words and to spread the ideas around on the internet through continuity, immersion, subjectivity, world building, seriality, along the lines of transmediality. Virtual books are also used. And here's the second location in Greece, Pella. We have created that, we have built it too. And script again is used. There's so many examples that can help develop compassion, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. These are my references. For those of you who would like to travel around ELT Treasure Island, it'll be my pleasure to show you around. And you can always contact me. You can find me at these addresses. And also, please feel free to carry out a little survey, which I have created for you on Survey Planet. It will only take you, well, less than 2 minutes. Thank you very much. If you would like to ask any questions, please do so. I'm always available.
Thank you very much, Helena. Any questions for Helena before she leaves the podium? How hard was it to integrate so many SDGs into your curriculum? That's a question from Lear Loeb.
Very good question. Well, this has been done gradually. It's not difficult to do. And you can also recycle simulations that you have created in the past and change them in order to fit this description of SDGs. It doesn't take time to learn the technology, especially if you're curious and if you're interested in adjusting with your student habits, everyday habits. Our students use immersive technologies for entertainment, for communication, for self-expression. So we should be in pace with that.
Thank you very much, Helena.
You're most welcome.
It's very fascinating, and I'm sure people would be interested in visiting. So as a reminder to our audience, you will want to check out our conference.opensimulator.org to see what is coming up on the conference schedule. You won't want to miss our next session, which will begin at 10:30 a.m. In this keynote region and is entitled Nara's Nook, our 10-year adventure as 3D storytellers. And please also feel free to explore all the expo regions for more information on the presenters and the hypergrid resources. Thank you to our speaker and to audience.